Hello, this is Mr. Tan, and today we're going to learn how to determine a rule when you're given a set of figures. So, in the class, as you can see, I've been given figure 0, figure 1, and figure 2. So I have to figure out how much each one is growing by. So you can see, I could do this by first looking at figure 0. If you don't have figure 0, you look at figure 1. You look at figure 0, I guess to figure out how many extra blocks are there on figure 0 versus figure 1. I can do that by shading in the new blocks that show up on figure 1 compared to figure 0. So I'm going to compare. I see that figure 0 has this body of 4 squares, and figure 1 has the same body of 4 squares. Okay, so that's the same. But let's look at what's different. Look at the arm right here on figure 0. Figure 0, there's 1 block. But figure 1, there are 2 blocks. So I can go and shade in the block right there. That new block that was just added. And also, if I look at the head here, there's only 1 block here, but there's 2 blocks here. So that means there was 1 more block added up here. They can shade that. If I also look once again, there's another arm right there, and over here, there's an extra block right here. So I can now shade that in as well. Now, I compare figure 1 to figure 2. Okay, so with figure 2, to determine that, I can look at how many blocks are in figure 1 and how many more blocks there are in figure 2. So for example, that body with the 4 squares is still the same, but the arm has changed. So figure 1, there's 2 arms. Figure 2, there are 3 blocks on the arm. So that means 1 more block just got added. So I shade that one in right there. Looking at the head once again, there's 2 blocks up here and 3 blocks up here. So 1 more block basically got added right there. And then also right here, figure 1 has 2 blocks. And figure 2 has 3 blocks, which means 1 more block got added over here. So I can determine based on this that in the pattern, every single new figure has 3 new blocks. So the growth is for every figure, it's going to grow 3 times. So the growth is 3, also known as M, or the formula y equals mx plus b. Okay. The second thing is if I didn't have figure 0, I have to determine what figure 0 is so I can figure out how many blocks the original figure started out with. So fortunately, I have it right here. And all I have to do is now count the blocks of figure 0. If there is no figure 0, you need to make figure 0 using what you know about the pattern. So here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 blocks in figure 0. So the original had 7 blocks. Now, by using this, I can now make up a rule. Every single time the figure grows, it's growing by 3 new blocks. So that's 3 times because multiplication is repeated addition. And then the original started out with just plain old 7. So I'm going to now write this out as an equation. Y equals mx plus b, just like in linear equations. So for y, which is how many blocks there are, I can now write down that this figure is growing with 3 blocks every single time. So I put the 3 there and the x, 3x, plus how many was originally in figure 0, which is 7. So now anytime a teacher using this rule, I can tell you how many blocks there are if you tell me what figure it is. For example, if you want me to tell you how many blocks there are in figure 100, all I have to do is replace x by 100. 300 plus 7. I can tell you that figure 100 has 307 blocks. Wow. And that wraps up how you learn how you learn how to determine a rule by using figures.